Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a huge risk that's probably happening in your workplace right now, and the crazy part is, you might not even know it exists. So let me just ask you this straight up. Are you 100% certain you know what kind of company data your employees are pasting into public AI tools like ChatGPT? Because the answer, well, it might keep you up at night. This whole thing actually has a name, shadow AI. It's what happens when your team, with the best of intentions, uses these awesome free AI tools to work faster. But what they're also doing is creating this massive, invisible security blind spot for your entire company.
So why is this popping up literally everywhere? Let's get into what's really driving this.
Let's just be real for a second. Your employees are almost definitely using these tools as we speak. I mean, the boost in productivity is just too good to pass up. And they're not going to wait around for an official company-approved tool if they can get their work done faster right now. And this quote from our source material really nails it. It's just so incredibly easy to access. If you don't give them a secure internal option, your team is going to find their own way. And that usually means on their personal phones, totally off your company's network. And that leads to a really big problem. All those security policies you worked so hard on, yeah, they're being completely bypassed. The fallout from that can be, well, pretty disastrous. And look, this isn't just some what-if scenario. Let's talk about a few recent, real-life examples of how this all goes sideways when companies lose control. So get this. In one crazy case, people using custom versions of ChatGPT thought they were just sharing documents inside their company. The problem? A button just said share. What it really meant was publish to the entire internet. All of their secret info ended up getting indexed by Google. Ouch. Then there's this example. A really popular AI service, Claude, just decided to update its privacy policy pretty much overnight, and it completely changed the rules for how it handles your data. And the change was massive. They went from keeping your data for just 30 days to 5 years. And the real kicker was buried in the fine print. They gave themselves the right to use all that customer data to train their future AI models. It's not just about what happens to your data once it's out there. Security researchers have found some really serious holes in big-time enterprise tools too, even in stuff like Microsoft's Copilot. In one test, the tool just started pulling super sensitive info, like what people are getting paid, from parts of the system it was never, ever supposed to touch. It basically just ignored all the internal rules designed to keep that data locked down. Okay, so this brings us to the million-dollar question. If just blocking access to these tools doesn't work and actually makes shadow AI worse, what in the world are you supposed to do? Well, the smart move is to completely flip the script. You shift from a blocking mindset to what's called an enablement mindset. So instead of frustrating your users, you empower them. You give them tools that are awesome to use and totally secure, which means you get full visibility into what's going on. The goal is really simple, actually. Give your employees one single, safe place to use the best AI models out there. If you do that, they have no reason to go use the risky public stuff. Problem solved. Okay, I know what you're thinking. How can you possibly let your team use these incredibly powerful AIs without just handing over your company's most sensitive data? Let's walk through how this whole thing actually works. It's pretty clever. It's all done through a process that basically gives your data a bodyguard. A security engine intercepts the prompt your employee writes, and it cleanses it, strips out all the sensitive stuff, like names or financial data. Then it sends that clean, anonymous version to the public AI. It gets the answer back, and then it rehydrates the response by putting all the original confidential data right back where it belongs. So here's the magic. For your employee, the whole thing feels completely normal. They ask a question, they get a great answer. But behind the scenes, your secret sauce, your confidential info, never, ever left your secure system. So let's be super clear. This new approach isn't just about security for the sake of security. It's about being way, way smarter about it. And the difference is, well, it's night and day. Old school security tools, there may be 50–60% accurate at best. This new kind of context-aware engine, it's using modern machine learning, and it's hitting accuracy rates of around 98%. It's not even a fair fight. And this really is the main takeaway. A good AI strategy today isn't about saying no to everything. It's about finding a smart, secure way to say yes, and to unlock all that productivity your team is hungry for.
So as you think about your own company, you kind of have to ask yourself, is your strategy building walls that you know your best people are just going to find a way around? Or are you building bridges to a future that's way more productive and a whole lot more secure?